In addition to different classifications like qualitative, quantitative, discrete, and continuous, variables also have different levels of measurement. The four different levels of measurement that we'll look at all progressively build on each other. So you'll see our first level is the nominal level, and if we look at the second level, the ordinal level, a variable that's at the ordinal level also has the properties of the nominal level, plus some additional. So let's jump back to the nominal level. The nominal level of measurement for a variable indicates that the values of the variable name, label, or categorize some feature of the individuals in the population. Moreover, that naming scheme does not allow for the values to be arranged or ranked in some specific order. The ordinal level has those same properties of the nominal level, but also, in addition, the naming scheme does allow for those values to be ranked or arranged in a specific order. So think of ordinal as being able to be ordered. The next level is the interval level of measurement. It has the properties of the ordinal level, which also had the properties of the nominal level, so it's continuing to build. And here the differences in the values have meaning. So a value of 0 here does not mean the absence of the quantity. An example of that, a pH scale, which is used to measure how acidic or basic water is. The pH scale goes from 0 to 14. So you can measure pH and get a value of 0. That does not mean that there's no pH. That just means that that measurement on that scale is 0. And the next and final level of measurement that we'll look at is the ratio level. It has all the properties of the interval level. In addition, the ratios of the values have meaning. So the ratio would be what we get when we divide two values. And in this case, a value of 0 means the absence of the quantity. So if we were to have a 0 as the amount of our bank account, that would indicate a complete absence of money in our bank account. Let's take a look at a few examples and classify them using these levels of measurement. So first we'll look at gender, and with all the variables, they're at least at that nominal level. That was our first level. So we go up next to ordinal and see if it meets that criteria. And the main difference there was that the naming scheme for ordinal level would allow for the values to be arranged or ranked in some way. Since these values of the variable cannot be ranked in any way, we are at the nominal level, that first level of measurement. And next we look at temperature. Again, that's certainly at the nominal level. Go up to ordinal and see if it also satisfies that. Can the temperatures be ranked? Yes, they can be put in order where, say from least to greatest, and that would indicate a progression of warmer and warmer temperatures as we go along. Move up to the interval level, see if it fits that criteria. For interval level, that would mean that the differences in values have meaning, and we can certainly subtract temperatures, and that would show us how much cooler or warmer one temperature is than another. And also at the interval level, a value of 0 does not mean the absence of the quantity. If the temperature is 0, that doesn't mean that there's no temperature. That just means that it's 0 on that scale that we're using. So this fits in that interval level. And if we go and test to see if it's a ratio level, for a ratio level, the value of 0 does mean the absence of the quantity. So we know that this is not a ratio level. And so we're at the interval level. And if I look at a number of days during the past week that a college student studied, again, it's at least nominal. Ordinal can be ranked. So yes, we can rank those numbers of days from least to greatest, for example. Interval level, A value of 0 would not mean the absence of the quantity. In this case, a value of 0 would mean the absence of the quantity. If that number is 0, then there were no days during that past week that a college student studied. And so this is at least at that interval level. So let's check the ratio condition. So the ratio level, that value of 0 means the absence of the quantity, which it does. And the ratios have meaning. So if one week a student studied 2 days and the next week a student studied 4 days, we could divide those. 4 divided by 2 would be 2, and conclude that that second week the student studied 2 times as often as the first week. And so that definitely has meaning. And so this would be at that ratio level. And then lastly, a letter grade earned in your statistics class. If we have a qualitative variable like this, a letter grade, it's not something that is represented by a number, then we can't be at the interval or ratio level, because both of those have to allow us to do some mathematical operations like differences or ratios, and we can't do that with letters. So this is either nominal or ordinal, and that main difference is whether or not these can be ranked or arranged in a specific order. And certainly letter grades can be ranked. A letter grade of A is better than a letter grade of B, which is better than a C, and so on. And so this would be at that ordinal level